Hello and welcome to Brodual. This time we have a teaser of sorts for the upcoming Luftahraan mod. For anyone that doesn't know, Luftahraan is a huge mod that plans to add a new city and area to the game. On top of that, it also comes with its own story and questline, along with voice actors, side quests, factions and more. If you haven't seen any of our videos on it, then we'll include links for them down below. The authors of the mod, Arc also want to share any updates and progress with you, so we'll include links for their website and mod pages down below too. Heimfeigr is one of the many dungeons that will be featured in Lufthraan's OS and Valley, a new location added by the mod. It's actually one of the main dungeons and will play an important role in the main storyline. The authors are desperate to show you all of their hard work as soon as possible, but instead of releasing Luftahraan before it's finished, they've decided to make a standalone version of the dungeon. So this mod, which is available right now, is a standalone version of one of the main dungeons that will be featured in Luftahraan, so you can play through it to get a feel of what's to come. As always with dungeon or story mods, we'll keep everything as spoiler free as possible, but if you want to play through it without seeing any parts of the dungeon, then you can find a link down below. Unlike the standard Skyrim dungeon, which is usually 1 or 2 cells long, Heimfeigr comes with a total of 5 cells. So it's bigger than nearly all of the dungeons that come in the vanilla game. Heimfeigr also houses the Tomb of the Sovereigns, and as you make your way through the dungeon you'll discover a deeper set of catacombs that await your exploration. The dungeon also does a good job in changing its mood the further you go down. At first you're near the surface, with plenty of sunlight and water, but as you make your way down things get darker and more dangerous. Along the way you'll awake plenty of sleeping enemies that are ready to pounce at a moment's notice. You'll also find plenty of loot, some hidden away and others in plain sight, but be careful to avoid the array of booby traps that lace the dungeon. On top of that, there's also regular traps that can be mostly avoided or even manipulated into giving you the advantage. As you'd also expect, the dungeon comes with a couple of puzzles, including a maze like catacombs and a main puzzle that you'll have to figure out in order to finally make your way to the dungeon's boss. In our playthrough, the puzzle and final boss were the best bits, so we'll let you discover and play through that for yourselves. We also really like the attention to detail and the small little features that might not seem like much but really give the dungeon its unique edge. Like the floating candles on the water in the first room of the dungeon, it's not much but it's a nice touch that we appreciated. Similar to the main mod, it also comes with its own soundtrack, but that's another thing that we'll let you hear for yourselves in game. And overall, if you're looking forward to Luftahraan, then this is a great way to get your fix before the main mod is released. There's currently no estimated date for Luftahraan, but be sure to check their website and mod pages if you want updates as early as possible, and we'll also be sure to cover any bigger updates on our channel. Also keep in mind that this is completely separate, so while the real version will play a part in Lufthraan's story, this version is its own entity and doesn't include anything to do with Luftahraan whatsoever. And that's the end of today's spotlight. As always, be sure to leave an endorsement if you enjoy an author's mod, and thanks for watching.